So the World Poker Tour just had a ladies event, which is pretty much only women play. And this guy, Dave, decided to enter the event and they let him play. The hilarious part of this all is Dave actually went on to win the event. I'm told he was the one with the nuts in a lot of the big pots. Congratulations to Dave, your 2023 WPT ladies event champ.
What is going on, everybody? Wired here. I hope you guys are all having an excellent day. And on this episode of Clown World, we had to talk about an article concerning a poker championship where a man wins ladies event at WPT Seminole Hard Rock Poker Showdown. Now, I've talked about this a little bit on my channel, as some of you may know if you watched some of my previous videos. I've been covering a lot of the stuff with Miss Riley Gaines, who has come out in, adversity against biological men like Leah Thomas, competing in women's events and stuff like that, feeling that it takes away a well-earned spot from women who have tried to get there their entire lives to be able to compete at the highest level possible, at the collegiate level, which I completely agree. I did a video a couple months ago on Bethany Hamilton, who, if you didn't know, I think she's retired now, or she's focusing on motherhood. I know she just had a couple kids. But is a surfing, I think, inspiration, not just to women, I think to people in general. The adversity of the human spirit, having to overcome great physical limitations to still be at the top of her game, one of the best in her sports. And pretty much when she spoke out against the trans issues of trans people being able to enter the Women's Surf League, they try to cancel her and stuff like this. But lately, people have been fighting back at least a little bit. As we saw about last week, there was somebody who ran a marathon. I'll just play the clip for you.
Here, not your first marathon, I believe.
No, this will be 17, and I'm doing the 6 majors. So I've just done Tokyo and New York last year, and then this year Chicago, Berlin. 2024 will be the number 6, and then that's a week before London, so a week rest, but girl power.
Yeah, truly fascinating stuff that people still say there's no biological advantages to being a man. Which, that is still not as bad as a story that happened about a month ago with a Canadian powerlifter who is transgender being upset that another Canadian powerlifter who now identifies as transgender kind of came in and just stole the trophy from them after they've been crushing women for, I think, like 9 years. Take a look.
People have reached out to me asking what I think needs to be done in the CPU, APU, with the situation with that one lifter claiming to be trans just to get those medals and setting records and all that stuff. Here's the problem. You shouldn't really be asking me, because I ultimately...
I'm really salty.
I mean, weird thing to say. I come from a place of privilege, which, like I said, is weird to say. You got to keep in mind, I transitioned almost 20 years ago. I got all of my papers done. I have my passport. I got surgery. I can prove without any doubt whatsoever that I have gone through every step. Which means whatever governing body decides to make decisions, I'm going to pass that test, as it were, because you can prove historically for the past 20 years that I've been living this way. What we need to be concerned about isn't me. I mean, I'm possibly the best test bed example case of somebody who you could say did it properly or whatever. No, what we actually need to be concerned about is, well, trans youth. The actual, kids who are going to transition or who are transitioning. Because what a lot of people seem to be advocating is that trans kids need to be tested and prove who they are. And as soon as you start thinking, well, I need to be doing gender testing on kids, there's something wrong with your brain that you feel that that's appropriate. I'm not saying that anyone who's reached out to me has gone in that direction. But my point is that nothing should be done regarding me or my opinions. I'm not an authority. I just happen to exist. Everything should be done surrounding the next generation. I got on my high horse, my soapbox, my platform, what have you, knowing full well that I was going to be taking a whole lot of slings and arrows of harsh misfortune to pave the road for the next generation. And I'm very, very sorry to the APU and CPU that I happen to exist in your realm.
That's crazy, right? It's the ultimate form of irony. What I'm doing to win the competition is totally fine, but if somebody else does it, well, then it's not. Am I wrong? And I'm glad that people are actually going in, doing this ridiculous stuff, because this is the only way to really bite back against these people. Biological women, for the most part, are not going to be able to compete against somebody who has, against a biological man. They're going to have more testosterone, they got more bone density, and I'm sick of seeing this stuff. You would think poker would be a little bit more of an even playing field. Maybe it's a whole psychological aspect, but I'm sure there's some very good women poker players. But people are livid about this. They're not livid about people taking over the World Surf League. Not that. Not over the swimming competitions. Not livid over people getting injured in volleyball, where that girl has got a concussion and now she has neck injuries that she might have for the rest of her life. No, nobody's upset about that. They're upset about this, which is fine. If this is a ladies' event, I agree, it should be a ladies' event. However, this woman, I will say, because even though they have a beard, I can't assume anyone's gender on YouTube anymore. I just think this is absolutely hilarious. So let's read about this a little bit here. All right, let's see. Tournament attracted 83 entries and offered up to a $17,430 prize pool. Unfortunately, one of the competitors was a man, Dave Hughes, and I didn't say unfortunately, I didn't say that, the article says that, who wound up winning it for $5,555. Ooh, quads. Per state law, management is unable to bar a man from entering a ladies' event in Florida. Wow, pretty bad if it's in Florida. That's kind of crazy. Others graciously contributed to the bounty, including Jeff Platt, Michael Burke, Jake Farrow, and Frank Sebuchin, and even Hughes himself. The spirit of this has been fun since we're here now. According to Kenny, Hughes began the heads matchup with a 6-1 chip lead and asked for the 100 back he contributed for his bounty. He's now down 3-1 chips and talked completely disrespectfully to the dealer. Nice guy, facade has crumbled. The victory did not sit well with many in attendance, and understandably, there were some harsh criticisms on social media. I just want you to take that into perspective for a little bit here. I'm not saying this man should be able to compete. No, this woman should be able to compete. But where's the bite back against Leah Thomas? Where's the bite back against people criticizing Bethany Hamilton or Riley Gaines or the woman in Canada who has won the powerlifting thing like 9 years running, who's a biological man? Where's the outrage is over poker? Which I would honestly think, surprisingly, I don't know too much about poker, but you would think would be pretty gender neutral. But I do understand if it's specified just for women, I do understand why they wouldn't want somebody with a full beard and a bald head to come in there and just claim they're a woman and win the tournament. I do get that. As word spread throughout the poker community, many prominent members weighed in on the topic of men entering ladies' events. This should be a topic not just across poker, across everything. I love ladies-only poker tournaments. I would have no problem with them having a men's-only, and I wouldn't enter it as I would not qualify for it, said Poker Hall of Famer Linda Johnson. I would have no problem if they had a tournament for 26-year-old motorcycle riding, mohawk haircut seniors, and I wouldn't enter it because I wouldn't qualify. I don't know if I agree with that take. That's oddly specific. I mean, you could... but whatever. She continued, I don't think men should play in ladies-only tournaments. 100% agree. That said, I think there's a total overreaction to the few men who do enter. They are usually looking for attention, so why give it to them? Maybe we should just ignore them and play our best. This is just my 2 cents, and you are welcome to your own thoughts on this. I don't know much about poker. Like I said, I'm surprised there's actually male and female leagues in poker. I would think that everything would be pretty much the same in that. There's no obviously physical advantage to that unless maybe you can throw the chip a little farther or something, or I don't know, maybe I don't know. But I do, in a way, I kind of like this because I think this person, maybe they're just looking for attention. I don't know their motives, but maybe they're trying to bite back against all this insanity that's going on with women's spaces being invaded. And as somebody who has a young daughter, and you know, somebody who has aunts, a mother, all that stuff, you know, you get tired of this. You really do. So I feel bad for all these women who participated against this man and lost. I don't think this should be allowed. There's a reason that we have segregation of genders in sports. If there wasn't, it would never have happened. But we're living in clown world here, so it is what it is. Anyway, that's all I got. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you all in the next one, and keep fighting the good fight. Catch you all in the next one. Later.